다야다. 다는 다른 시안 너희들 한가다 레들 야본데 레야본데 된장 만도 아주 관계나 그로 야부 그로 삼바서 뭐 야부 세시한 건데.
So just as we did in the beginning of this morning session, so just make sure that you you fully relax your body, and then trying to cultivate the proper motivations. So which is from even including my part as well.
Yeah. 다들 걸로서 보세요. 나도 파 레셔래라 최신보도서. 그러나 미 레셔래 말데 서서 걸로라 셔라라는 게 최신도. 이자 근데 선도는 가디나 가져요. 걸로서 보면은 제대로서 있는 가디는 더 편도 주고 쉬워져서 저를 선도. 치셔서 주고 말에 걸로서 뭐 세 패시 시대원에 봐서 근데 그거는 그래서 지지가 장마듯이 노모에나도 잔지 문제지를 거듯이 연거로 봐. 근데 이제다 근데 콜로티 찬이 근데 야보셔서 레셔마 태腾했어. 라 손도 마셔는 다 근데 예산 다 손대도 다 맞아 야보로 와. 천년도 알아 근데 야보에서 로라야.
So the motivation makes a lot of difference to the effectiveness or the of whatever activity that we undertake. So if including even though our activity is something very not necessarily dharma, something which is mundane activities. So if we got the motivation right, then the as a effect of that, then it makes a difference in terms of gaining knowledge or learning something as a result from that from our activities, and as well as in terms of our the outcome is to be something which is beneficial, like to for our mental or physical well-beings.
That's on the Tatar machine. Son of Tajing in the kitchen. So my love between the thing, Madochi. Madochi, so you are yell cut the jog of a thing, Mado Yungo. Wrong in either. United so sad, Shamba Malabutun, that Kadejani, called the they are watching that, no, it's all my be changing on the new Sunday. They just only have to go do
So sometimes in our life situations, so there are certain sometimes we cannot avoid certain situation where we really have to face the certain situation, and where sometimes we even actually have to give a really challenging the other certain peoples and so forth, and so therefore it's in the what's really very, very important is to not mentally or inwardly or trying to, as much as possible, trying to maintain and trying to have the right state of mind, such as right mental attitude, such as like some sort of love and care, and inwardly holding that your concern, your respect to the situation, to the other people. So these are is very important.
다 기초에서 당하다 상바시 다 이제 거대시야 되는 거도 돌려 건드시야 누구 되었지 다 이제 제 가르래서 다 대야보 뭐시고 그러 다 이제 제 가다 저 세제 능마라 라자전은 능아 이제 능아지 chohan deje dunga se tende yore dunga se da ngazo chi chande che dunga na nyepa to dunga na ngazo mo che shimi su che la ten duga no choma su che den duga ena duga ngazo ngeno salto le se kwa ya bu shi ji yong de 아 대례당 아저씨 제발 봐봐 좀 뭐세지 그거라 너시 될 되지 이나에 다너 세와시 그래 미사들 생체들 생체 다 등화 이제 등화 초안 되지 등화 선보 걸어 봤으라면 다 되는 나대 봐지 손도 거죠 아 맞아 관계가 매건 토대세나 뭐도 제대로 맞아 등화 가서 쉽지 통호야 이제 실 라지 때되지와 근데 영화도 가서 차 잡아봐 녀 되게도 안 통이제 자 실 라보지 봐봐다 서서 된 로데 예라서 대중에는 뭔가 수수께 된 게 질래니와 일단 아다 영화라면 아 대선에서 단지 영화도 가서 파세 되는 건 되거든 Professor Tonglen Gashi Shishi Dengazel Kale Kalma Gashi Yawate Kale Pan Jedon Roni doing all level. They mother and son told Moshing as you are it.
So this morning, we talk about cultivating love, and so now we'll move to talk our discussion on cultivating compassion, and then after that, how to engage in this meditation of giving and takings. So in cultivating compassions, so we have to we observe the other sentient beings, who are from the angle of how they are inflicted with the various sufferings, and then as a compassion, so as a mental attitude, then this as one observe this the suffering of other sentient being, then you arouse, you generate this wish or a thought that other sentient being be free of those sufferings. So it's, of course, such thought and such the compassion so have to come from the depth of one's heart. So therefore, it's important to as part of this cultivating compassion, so it's important to recognize the different types of the sufferings which the beings are subject to. So we can talk about the sufferings in terms of the pain, or like we call it, like a suffering of sufferings, and so which is something there is not much need to explain that. It is something that we all easily recognize, at least recognize as something the undesirable, and something that nobody want, nobody, that everyone trying to avoid that. So even you not only us human, even if you look at the very like a tiny ants, even it would also recognize this suffering, this pain, or suffering of suffering, and then whenever it the experience or close to the experience side, you will try to avoid that because it recognizes that. And then, of course, for us human being, of course, then there is no caution that we would almost, it will arise, the compassion would arise almost like a naturally, that if we observe those other people who you are closely associated with in your life, such whether they be your relatives or friends, and how when you observe them such the inflicted or undergoing such a real pain and such a suffering, like suffering with suffering, then it is we naturally feel that because we can. This is because we feel that because we recognize their experience as being something undesirable, something miserable. So now, however, the next level, when you talk about the suffering of change, which is compared to the suffering of suffering, it is a bit the harder to recognize, but still there are to some degrees we can recognize that the suffering of change. So which means is all this change means all even the feeling of our feeling of like such a joy or pleasure that we experience. So that is saying it is in nature, it's suffering in nature, and for example, if you look at the how the from our own experience, we would also learn that how even though when we meet someone for the first time, how there's this feeling of attraction to that person, and how you feel a great joy and in a pleasure as being with that person. Then how then it can then later on can then change into something a cause of or a source of sufferings. So that also something that we can to some degree, so we can recognize that. And then however the more harder, more subtle form of suffering is this pervasive suffering of conditions.
But the daughter there, giving well, Hong Kong so teeth on in Yisha Bashedua. That had to need just sauce. Right, Sension on Kong Koto, tell at any car that you want yourself, the Niji son of Tower, then you just supper, Roswa, Yadum Mandavachi. Dungal maybe needed telling Jay, Dungal needed a dead son again. This son, telling child, the Dungal many each other, had to supper, she won't know you are. Hong Kong Sony, goes on easy days, many trouble she won't know. That's on dead and look there. So the pervasive, suffering of conditions. So is the how the referring to these how the form of life such as this acquired life such as which is constitute of this acquired like aggregates such which is the considered as a pervasive suffering of conditions, and now to compared to the first two types of suffering. So this is something very difficult to actually to recognize that, So because it in order to recognize that, we have to understand the how these as long as how one acquire this contaminated life, which is form of life, which is constitute of this acquired aggregate, then we need to understand how this within the cyclic existence, then there is no escape from sufferings, and so therefore in fact these relating to this, the
the Chandakritis, in the to as a cause to arouse these compassions, the compassion. So they mentioned about the meditating on the how all sentient beings are subject to this cyclic existence. Going around in the cyclic existence. So therefore, to understand this, the pervasive suffering of conditions. So we have to understand how the beings are subject to this subject around this the wheel of life or the cyclic existence. So in this way, just as we see these three levels of types of suffering, so corresponding to that, we can also have different levels of compassions that we can generate. So the compassion that we can generate by observing the sentient being, the suffering of this pervasive suffering of conditions. So that is the most like a highest form of a greater form of compassion, compared to the other two.
Tana Jamaru, Trawa Chichi, they got the Tra Doggy Shabu, Hassan, Nijel Hassan. La, the dark is Shambada Chiba, the Nizona, you go never. You want the Tra, Tana Jamaru, Trawa Chichi, Tana Jamaru, Trawa Chichi, sending on the Miba is or Chia. Tra Doggy Shabu said, the Kalay water. Shante Nijel. Tana Jamaru, Trawa Chichi said, all I thought, Trande Nijere. Tra Doggy Shago said Nijete, Tangere, Hasso said, all I Shante Nijere said, Trande Nijere, Shante Nisha, Shombala Chugare. Is a Tana Jamaru, Tra Shago, Nevada, Tra Depare. Tra Doggy Shago, Trande Nijere, Tatel Hassonsa. Is a no matter, take a chabat pass. That's on the day.
So just as we went into the detail of the cultivating love this morning, so if we now go into the detail of this the various the elements of cultivating compassions, then it also the we have to, in terms of the objects, so we have to observe objects are the other sentient beings who are inflicted with sufferings, and then in order to feel compassion for other beings, so we have to not simply observing, but from the in the depth of our heart. So we have to feel some like an impatient towards that the what other sentient beings are going through, undergoing the sufferings, and so out of that, so when we have that, then we will give rise to compassions, such as like initially it could be just on a the wishing or just on our imagination, mental imagination level. That is to we wish others to be to thinking that how wonderful if they are free from sufferings, and then not just a good feeling, but it's also then more associated with one's own feeling. Then you're saying, like you wish they are free. May they be free from sufferings. When you that kind of thought, arise towards them, and then the compassion. That's the indication of the further development of compassions. And then finally, if you then you say to yourself that not only that you that I will cause them to or make them to be free from suffering. So in which is a kind of you develop this compassion to the stage, so which can then arise even what we call as these superior intentions, which by that. So not only it's not just a wishing, but you actually or a prayer or aspirational level or a wishing level, but rather you take upon yourself the burden, some sort of sense of the responsibilities to in order to free other from sufferings. So so in this way, we can see the various stages of the developing compassions.
이제는 체험해 넘어지고 정바유 되는다고 봐준 더 있어요. 이제서 체험해 넘어지고 정바유 되는다고. 그래서 체험해 내년에 이제 내년에 다시 오지 와타 맞아 산토거든.
So that's the observe object of compassions, and then the in terms of the aspect or the mental attitude of compassions, then it is said in the sutra. I think it's one of the sutra where it says that the aspect of compassions so is non-harmfulness, and which is and the aspect of then the next line, which also says the aspect of love, which is also similar to that. So therefore that is what's mentioned there. But it is also we also say that the compassion aspect is wishing other to be free from sufferings. So
참에 lot 이제 로 좀버스 소소 이제요 콜민즈고 숑바 쇼야버 로 좀버 패야 숑바거나 패야 롱이 숑바니 그래서 맞아 이제 숑바니 이제만게 뭐도와 자 다리 셔야래 셔 노제 숑바 이제 야지 돈을 가도 대시 야진 로근도와 셔바 이제 야지 돈 맞아는 시 반저거 저저거 가도 뭘 대시 때도 뭐도와 무슨 셔보 용거 뭐도와 셔바 이제 영영 거 코든지 콜 코드시나 무슨 셔보 용거도와 무슨 대화 야진 로근도와 다 대중에는 저래서 딩고 산토나 갈래 얘네 좋아야 보지래 그래 다당에 시야 너저 다 가져려 뭐다 레레 야보래 소아마 대조지 가도 세슈도 배만토게 내서가야 갈래 가서 롤지 거나 다 야보진도 다선 대도시야
So in order to us to be motivated or to be to cultivate compassion, so we must recognize, truly recognize the benefits of this cultivating compassions. So how the compassions, as it is, there are we can't go in detail, but there are mentioned in the scriptures how compassion is beneficial or is important in the beginning and in the middle and at the end. And how there's a sutra which is saying that in essence the compassion is the Buddha's teachings, essence of the Buddha's teachings, and so now how if we take that the compassion as something which mental attitudes which we through which so we take the concern, or we trying our best to prevent giving any harm or cause any harm to other beings. So how on that level, if you take that as a mental level, then how we can clearly see that how important that is for our own happiness, our own well-being, and as well as for the well-being of and happiness for other beings. So, without this, without compassions, or if in another word, how conversely, if we cultivate a harmful attitude, harmful thought towards others, then how we will be then like almost like the isolating, in a sense, that ourselves from the other beings. So in a sense that we will be rejected by other other peoples. These things even we not necessarily in the we have to see that in human being, but even the such as like in animals, how even they can also how if they're trying to be distant themselves from other animals which are very which poses some threat to their well-beings. They do not want to be with those other big animals. So therefore we have to in a like a practical life. So we have to understand how if we hold like a harmful thought, and if then even if you have a underneath, you have a, you cherishes, your relationship with the, person you like, you're attracted to, but because of this, your attitude, mental harmful attitude, so the other person who is not going to appreciate, to like one, and so therefore this is applies same to how if the other person show any such such harmful in thoughts and deeds towards one, and this is also something that you're not going to appreciate, that you're not going to accept that, and so this is how when we look into all the kind of conflict and then the sufferings that we find in our relationship with others. So the bottom line is this is all stemming, it all deriving from our kind of the mental attitude that we hold towards one another's. So therefore, really, what this what this says to us is that if we really want to bring more happiness, stable happiness in our life, and then we need to understand that we have to develop this love and compassion within ourselves, and it is simply focus on developing the material, the conditions, or the external conditions is not enough in terms of to bring this stable joy and happiness. So therefore it's important that of course when anyone like you can also appreciate that when you hear about this, the benefit of compassion, you can almost in your mind you can give like a tick. It's all, that's all right. Everything sounds like, as you were saying, that it's all true. So but however that is not enough in terms of really all this benefit of compassion that we are talking about here in terms of bringing real more happiness in our life. So that is not enough, but rather we have to give a more serious thought on this, and then to verify these things what we hear about all these benefits, whether these are true or not on ourselves, but really giving thought based on our own experience of this, and then it is possible to recognize this, or to realize this the benefit of compassion as we learn here.
That's on the theater. Is that Tanusia? Nishi, Jinsi, Tanu, Terino, such a Kanga road of Tsuma. They are the Dungam Leba. Nobody does Gisetti, Tony. Not Nishi, Shomasia, Tanusia, Gisetti, tell you at it. There's only Apoton. Rome want you think it's on tattoo, just in Amadita, the least keep thank God.
So, in order to arouse compassion for other beings within us, within our mind streams, and we have to consider various reasons. So, such as one of the such a reason is that how we all sentient beings are equal or are same in wanting happiness and not wanting sufferings.
통제되는 대안된 중앙문제 봐. 요이세 다 니제들 레벨에 슈레메비 니제지사 요통도와. 매 슈레제 니제 가도요. 그래서 당 가도 슈레제지 니제데 슈레메비 니제 걸 판도 거. 이제 공부도 more 또 대도하라 진짜 된 거잖아. 대한대 누가 문제 진짜 코셔 소소 다이나 대한대가 누가 문제 봤어. 밤에 새는 뭐미지 생고 대한대 내가 문제 봐. 소소니나 대한대 대 누가 문제 봤어. 새는 얘가 쇼려라. 가자. 이제가 찬열래. 다쇼들 이제 찬열래. 내가 밤에 새제 대쇼라. 이제 찬열래. 저거 제라 놓아.
So the kind of the compassion that we can cultivate, which we can generate based on the reasons that our acknowledgement, our recognition that we all beings are equal or are same in terms of wanting happiness and not wanting sufferings. So if based on that reason, so then the kind of compassion that we arise, then it will become like a unbiased, or it's not limited to those, only to those who are close to us, but not to those who are distant from us. So therefore, as far as this bias kind of compassion concerned, in fact, we already have that compassion within us, and so therefore the purpose, our focus is we wanted to develop this the compassion that we a certain type of compassion which we already have within us. We want to develop that. We want to increase that, and so therefore to transform that this bias compassion into something unbiased and impartial, then we have to truly understand, that the all beings are same. Even if when we think of the focus on the thing on our enemies, so they are also exactly same in terms of the wishing for happiness and not wanting suffering, and so as the neutral or the stranger, and then as our own those friends. So of course as to the friends, as those who are people we call as our close to us or friend. So since we have that, the sun recognition, and we have this wish them to have happiness and to be free of suffering. So therefore, it is we feel compassion towards them. So therefore, if we now also reflect on the enemies and those strangers on the same way, that just as ourselves and those who are our friends, they also do want happiness, not wanting sufferings, and gain this realization, then we can, in that way, we can arouse these impartial compassions.
사자 통제 너가 가자자데비 라 사차데가 사 가자자데다 라 생체 바차데 메 넘바가 바차데 바선 타예 바치 바선 또 그래지.
So we can reflect. We can imagine that in the space in front of us. Then we can imagine all other sentient beings in the aspect of human being, And so just imagine that whole, as far as this, the earth, the extent of the earth or the extent of the space goes, so far there's the number of all the other sentient beings, but all in the aspects of human being.
That's on the theater. That's on the theater. That's again. They important. Dunga na de is on the cheat over the Dunga na la tele, Mazia Balagula, that Dunga Tata Chamar, Nyobe, Trawa Chichi, Nyobilo, 10 Jesse. Then Dunga na de important cost on your over that says they are the Chamar, Demachichi, that they shall be now. Tonglen, Tata said, Jenny Pema, the Gog, the Rumba Yabu, you go. Yabu gone, tell Shunja Yabu is tail, Hala, Hala, Duma, Loy, somebody Duma Chi, Lenny, Lebache, Loy Pazon, less so, Duma Charles. So, I little get us a part of Loy Novacheni, get us they are the desert of the Jenny. Tonglen was Shanchi. That Tonglen was Shang, Shunshaj, Taylor, that Lula Shepas. Then no young that Tonglen going with it. What the Labu should I take it?
And then to focus on the how all these sentient beings are lacking happiness on the one hand, and then on the at the same time how on the other hand they are inflicted with sufferings. So this we have to reflect on these on the sentient being, on all the sentient being in terms of from the point of view that how they are they're lacking happiness, but they are all afflicted with the sufferings, and then through this, then we try to cultivate the if you wish that if you cultivate the thought that may they have happiness, or how wonderful if they have happiness, or may they have happiness, or may be a cause for their happiness. And so in that way we cultivate, we extend like a love towards other beings, and then as well as the cultivating this our wish or the thought of freeing them, wanting them to be free from all these sufferings. Then we can cultivate compassion by thinking, that how wonderful if they are free from sufferings, and may they be free from suffering, and may I be a cause for them to be free from suffering. So in this way, we need to let this the compassion or the love or the compassion to arise, and we need to as much as possible to develop. We need to train our mind in a sense to through this the meditations on the love and compassions, then to so that this thought of wishing them to have happiness or be free from sufferings, and then just really arise very strongly, and then afterward, then when we are able to having cultivated such a very intensified the level of such a love or compassions, then in a sense, one thing this it is also said that in this when we meditate on this to cultivating love or compassions, we can there is no fixed order, but rather we can alternate the cultivating, focus on other sentient being, either cultivate love or cultivate compassions. So through this training our mind in this kind of the order of alternating, cultivating love and compassions, then it is said as this degree of love and compassion reach to advanced level, and then it says then we can then do this, meditate the giving and takings. So which is then to imagining that you of giving, your the root of your virtues and your wealth, possession, so forth, and then by giving them to these to the other sentient beings, then you fulfill the happiness that they are deprived of. So likewise, so you remove them all sentient, free all sentient beings from suffering. So by taking upon the suffering upon yourself. So again, we need to train our mind in this practice of giving and takings in the meditation. So again, you can do it. This can be also, we can train this giving and taking, and alternately as well. And then as we make progress on this, then it says we can then begin this practice of giving by placing this on our the practice, this two, which is giving and taking upon our breath. goyabu ya tole abu zile ga sen rere ndijo la de che de le long yu de ge de de che lo ge de chi ge jo lo jun fe ja tole ni wa pe ma ma che lo ge chi ge jo le be ko ron ron zo sa de ta song de zo ne da ni ga che lo ge de chi ge jo se pen de le yong wa re so in the thought transformation teaching, then it is then advises that in all action, then train oneself by relying on or by means of the word, by reliance on the words. So what does it mean is, of course, the one prior to that, one have to train oneself well in this meditation of giving and takings, and then the having made certain development in that, and then one also then continue this meditation, same meditation, and throughout all one's actions, whether whether one's action of going or just sitting and so forth, in all one's actions, so one can continue this meditation by simply reminding oneself by just reciting the certain lines or the words which relate to this practice. So it is said that those who are very trained well or very familiar with the actual meditation practice, then for them, even simply saying the word of those which relate to their practice, then that is enough for them to be able to to integrate, to apply that practice in all whatever actions they are doing.
That's why. There's a day. Yeah, they cut
no. Lo chung sui.
Cause I'm thinking there.
No.
The better Jediar.
Better hure. Dimare. Kanzu juju dimare again. The Kanzu dirdoa. Tabji Tijan do Chang Chudua. Tonglen come down to Dirish. Kanzu ma juju Jorange. Tijan Muchin is to.
They go there.
No.
Jendi was in though.
Kagi.
Bejan des.
King Bejas way. King Bejas.
The jail, that attached.
No.
I think Gisela Matiji Sassan there, and Lojul Bites. Sherlock and the Ching Jones is dead. Lojul.
No.
Sherlock and the Ching Jones.
No.
Tolela Bashun Chate, Sherlock and the Ching Jones. Tolanum by Pemago. That's on the dead. Tolanum by Pemagos and the Lojul put in there. That's something under it. So.
I don't know, do you have the copy of this thought transformations? No, no, it's not that. The Malaysia, the Dirish again, the Tijan Muchingi, Tanda, Tonglen. No.
Just so the Hardy.
No. One did not know the Dimido, the Lojung 6 to the Lamido. No, okay.
Todo the Lord children, I said nothing.
No.
Can't say wishing.
No.
Still no man getting in like if you are married.
No. But again, the Sholem.
The logist in the Mundias.
No. No.
Couldn't start yet. Couldn't start yet. Come on, turn down.
No.
Monto Peter, I long his render. Then the team out to have a woman do that. That day, the house was that Tina Gisela Matujs, the lesson, then to the condition of that.
No.
That it's the armor, only
no.
Condition, Yaman.
Yeah.
And the teacher that.
Yeah. So there's also various lines which the comes from the certain mind training, thought transformation in a teaching, such as they saying train alternately in giving and taking, and then start the order of taking. Place these two on your breath, and then like one that I said in all actions. So we train by means of or by depending on the words. So these are you find in this the certain the minor teaching of mind training. So yeah, I know. Yeah. So, but we will be going over this copy of this the meditation of giving and taking, which you all have got. So we start with this, this, and thus perfect, pure compassion Guru. I seek blessing that all coming deaths and so forth.
No, that's it, my genuine.
No,
that's in a Gisela Tuches, Martin Ray, the young man, not dog the gate is at all. Rocket dead machine, Rosa, then I Gisela, then Lama Chavan, then I Gisela Lama Ton Dojis. Ra, the gather, she thought then Lama to the drama, Carina Son, Self on the warm. Then Diagonal, then I Gisela Matujes, and the Lama Chivis Soches, Jirum watching the they took on Tonga, they took on Dojichu, Lama Lozo Tong Dojichu. Then just the Lama Center, Sozo Condera, Lama Cheva Yana, Lama Lozo Tong Dojichu. Lama Jirumocha, they took out Tonche, they took out Yadojichu, Sebasite, the Lama Doji, Lama Jis, Lama Tong Dojichu, that is the Agosmade. That's why the social culture, So this verse
which actually from the Guru Puja, and so it's where it says here, and thus perfect, pure, compassionate Guru. So in this context, so the Guru, so is compassionate Guru, so who is in the we can imagine of in the aspect of like the Lama Tsongkhapas, and then at his Tsongkhapa's heart is the Buddha, and then at the heart of the Buddha is the Vajradhara. So it is, so when you say here he is a compassionate Guru, so he's referring to Guru Buddha Vajradhara. So having said that, so we can also do the same meditation by even imagining the Guru in the aspect of like other. There's no reason we can't like imagine in the aspect of other deities such as Tara. So so the commentaries then says that we will just explain in brief about this mind training, and just showing the essence of this the practice. So in this here, one recite this verse 3 times while combining it with the following visual. So in terms of reciting the above supplications, really supplication prayer to the Guru Vajradhara 3 times. So if just in front of myself, so I visualize all suffering beings in the aspect of my own mother, so which in terms of the kindness of the other beings. So generally, so there is no one more kinder than one's mother. So therefore, it's said we hear quite often that the mother likes all the sentient beings.
and then Puma Tunga and then Liluja gets us a tongue, Toto Shenju, the Gumbatsi already. And that is the Liluja gets us the Shenju within Chile.
In terms of the what we giving object of giving to sentient beings. So this the finding about the object in terms of your body, your resources and the virtue. So these three in terms of such 3 types of giving. So it has this source in the Shantideva's the engaging in the Bodhisattva's way of life. So the in terms of the order of the giving and taking, so there are some mind training, so where the giving is done, is practiced first. Giving is done first, but however but in most of the mind training instructions, the taking is done first.
Running got to say, oh, Kashaki, Yenja, Legend, and Kali Kong, Kong, Tomboda, Roland, Magovan, usually Dunga Jetiba Lani, and Nila Yard. Sonny, no lodgement, Dunga, Dunga Jetiba, Tombotil, the Nila Yard, that I think Mamma
then also when we it is not always the natural or not easy for us to actually to when we think on taking up on the suffering of other sentient being upon ourselves is not easy or not something natural that will we would want to do that, and so therefore in the some one thought transformation teaching where it says that the commence the sequence of taking from your own side first. So what this means, so you can, instead of so you can start the meditation of taking first with respect to one's own self. So that is to taking upon upon oneself the suffering that you will be experiencing in the next day. You take that upon today or from the next year to in this year and so forth. No.
Nabi Yen, Saint Nabi Yen, Signorilla, so non ten. Then wrong Nabi Yet King. When the Negan dead, Conda didn't learn other their king. Is that Yen said that he conda the year yacht, then didn't learn. Under there is the Hakonda, Hamon. Then no, that Dunga Ton chair, Dunga Chicha, not the get nothing, no budget. No, but I will anything. No, party was something. Chipai the long, no, the nature, son of the nature, no, tear. That wrong, I will any bar shoot. That sugar, so that you get tender, or wrong Jesus. Get my bin number coats and ye have a son to wrong Jesus. Madeba, Tonches the Denke. Deva Tonja got Madeba, Tonches the Denke, Roaches the Roaches the you chin the gala. Again, I thought in Nabote, son of Pa Tang. You don't know the only Tons, Ebony, Shuni, not Lolo, and tear, wrong and not. Yeah, to the shooting English to the routines and the water. Long year. Not ever. They la poor piece to the dead. Kenny, tie the pimple, shut the Jugi, shut the shop and Nojeta, or Nojeta, got so charmed. Lava, Mides, my Jijitin, Dunga Tonche, Koi Dunga Tonche. Children, children that you want to take your tassel, the tassel there to Yabu, so you think ra ngala do ra ne so jing kidnap ye den pa Dingwa to Chicha Pa, Chicha said, Song King, Kasha, Denny, the Amai, Denison, Kasha, Denny, Tantan, we are telling my Lolo, Chicha, Kamayo, the name of that, the next on the so then I've been dinner machine. Dinner machine, either that did it. Mene, so Yapoto got it. Tell the Tenche, Allah. 덜 다친 주시야 너저 같이 참여는 왜 나보도 되게 진짜 나보도 왜 나보도 공급 참여로 봐서 서사를 상도가면 왜 나보더냐 된 얘들 너무 소리 발라니가 야랬어 뭐대봐 제거 야랬어 상태 도시아 상태하고 뭐 괜히 타에 빈보쳐도 중에 시기 때에 처참보죠 괜히 타야 비대 대들 천들의 주주자 달 접지자 같이 참여하라 대한 노제 봐 참여다 라바 미 마이 제제데 요 대본 코예체데 요 통제노 서로 손로데 대도지 영화도 자서 다들이서 롱원데자 대 영화도 자서 든 손도 그래
So as you see the instruction in this the copy of this guideline, meditation guideline, so you have to we have to imagine that the sufferings of all in terms of the doing the practice of like a taking. So you imagine that the suffering of all sentient beings, so which sufferings, which as we discussed before, in terms of like 3 types of sufferings, and so all these sufferings are in the form of like a black light. So it comes out through the right nostril of all sentient being, and then goes into your left. So as sentient beings, all the sentient beings are in front of you, so it kind of parallel straight to your left nostril, goes into that. So it's in terms of, it's not like the way you can imagine these in the form of this the black lights coming forth, rather than it's coming in a way so like a scattered, then we have to worry that it might, miss our nostril, So rather than that, you imagine like some sort of dark liquid, going through a straw, So in that way, so it's enter through your left nostril, and then it goes to your heart. So where there is the you can imagine this self-cherishing mind which we talked about this morning. So where that is there in the form of some like a right in the center of your heart, in the form of like a black light, and then just as the how if you throw a bucket of water on a heaps of some like a dust or a rubbish, then it will certainly scatter because of the force of that water, striking to that heaps of dust or whatever. So in the same way, as soon as this dark light, this strikes one's the self-cherishing mind in the form of a dark light at the center of one's heart, then one's self-cherishing mind, and with that the dark light completely vanish, go away, not just completely disappear. So it's not. Instead of doing this, if you feel, you take up on all this suffering of other beings, and then then and at the end of meditation, if you feel like there's, it has left some sort of form of some dark light or something, stains left into your heart, then it is said that this can be a cause for you to build in like a tensions and within you. So rather than that, so there's no residue or no the sign of any of this the dark light of self-cherishing mind left at one's heart, and so all disappear. And so in this way, then you trying to think, imagine, mentally imagine that you free, you have free all other sentient being, from sufferings.
Le novice struggle. Novice struggle said, novice you get a novice is Jenny, the mato get a remedy. Novice said, Cola conde, you get ra. Cola conde, never thought to me. Send you wrong, Cola conde, no about 20 party, then take something to her. Is novice ra. Novice said, Cola conde, as you go, and never content is anything. Let have a shut out on it. Most have marriages. I control. I got a dozen dead, no legal, Duma, quite Duma, the less, and then Dutch of a check. That to your cousin, Tanjili, Tanjili, under it. Tawa said, all a children of Monco Valley, Tawas. John was children, touch it to Zoas, and John Bass, Tan Jos. 다 세대 침 치드발 멍코바 델리치 다 소네 다 와서 저세 치드비 특전저 등한 선동가 치드비 가체 다 특제 소된게 리드래 나 치드발 얘네 다 특제 소된 근데 바선도나 내가 본데 와 단지 산저지다 산저지까지 진지 선동어세 레 이제제 레스 Jetes, and all the children. They carry the Asian noise, lend the Aron, Tony Sharatoni, Pegoyama. La Cola, Conde, Sajan, Roro, Cola, Conde, Taran, Opa, Ta, Trini, then Condola Marche, Rola, Condeva, Subigotin, G. Tony was also on Tentona, Tess, and这是这怕这也搞不搞这也搞不大了些吧下了哎呀我都大个去了没大个去些那就那也可能过的哎说是大家把这些这乱的那个的马上的要没送的啊把当年当一搞的容易的这的怕这也搞不弄吧마게나 나비에네 파슈 특별가 대노제 렌제제네 냉에 렌제제네 제 통제 다네 체제베 레데 퍼서 소바 소바 대타죠 걸로 제대자 단저지 때도 또 와께서 다음에 밖에 거기서 때다 반전이라 얘네들 단조지 맞아요. 콜로 제대 때 되는 이제 특집에서 소소 콜라 건데 이거 다시 이 최소 자가 되는데 그래서 레콘스 이 사사사선 다 되는 내가 초집에는데 내가 봐 대소 사 되는 상도가래 아 여러다 저기 레테 파서 봐天中可乐一代단저제 때서 뭐 개바 면에 다 내가 처음에 내가 쳐보지 제 선의시했어요.
Then we regarding this, then the practice of giving. Now, the object that we give, of giving is this our own bodies, and so now here, this. If we think of this, our body in its like a present form, which is made up of just this very ordinary, flesh and ordinary, substances, flesh, blood, and so forth, and there is not much. There's not much of benefit that. Has no capacities to really to benefit others. So therefore, it says we have to in this practice of giving. So we have to imagine that this body of which is called as the life of leisure and freedom. So as being transformed into a wish-fulfilling jewel. Or sometimes you use the word manifested or emanated as a into a wish-fulfilling jewel. So therefore, what is the wish-fulfilling jewel? The power or the quality of the wish-fulfilling jewel is to be having the quality of granting the wishes of all the sentient beings according to their individual needs, something the appropriate to individual needs. So therefore we imagine that imagine this body or this form of life of leisure and endowments. So again, here probably you're all familiar with why this is called this life that we have found now is called as life of leisure and endowments. So it is called leisure, life of leisure, because it is a life which is free from from all the like 8 states which lacks the freedoms, lacks the opportunity to practice dharmas, and so free from the obstacles, something which obstruct us, 8 things which state which obstruct us from practicing dharmas, and it's called as endowments, from the point of view of because the possessing all the suitable conditions for practicing dharmas. So it's important to be aware, always to be aware of the fact that the kind of life that we human life that we have found now is indeed a human life of leisure and endowment, and it is of great potential, great meanings. So therefore, so in here, so we transform or we manifested this into a wish-fulfilling jewel, and then imagine in the form of like a white light, give all the various objects to all the being according to their fulfilling all the individual needs of all the sentient beings. So you can imagine as if like if the lights this white light that we like as if it's like a hose, and then whatever the object, the things that we are giving is like this a rider on the hose, and so we're giving this to all the other and the according to the exact need and also to their all their needs, and so in this way to having 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 done this practice of giving, and then one can imagine that how, as a result of that, then that the all other sentient beings, then they find they find they get full satisfactions in terms of their physical need, as well as the in physical need in terms of like their the form of life that they all gain the life which possess these called as like the four wheels of the supreme vehicles, which are the four suitable conditions, excellent conditions for the Dharma practice. So they find that, as well as it give the completely fill their mind with the full with happiness and with satisfaction, and in this way we imagine that we place them on the supreme state of happiness.
Then she and Jackie, if they comment, she ever told my temper. Then so mellow topic, mellow ton journey, you eat it on journey bar. Then yes, and a sopping tea, jeep members, getting on to them. Polish shaving, a young and a person, said to getting other little. They call a polishing thing, other polish it over that. To me, and never. Then she ever told my them, yet them like the chairman, the children, yet they convert and she ever told my them, Mother Nillan told you. Then near Mellow job, you turn dread you are. So tell I then you're eating or dreading with you. Then yes, no swap you got Jimmy was what you are. That Chadu College, that you know, the roasting, no matter you are. The rose and woman is that you said the house on Tattoo.
So in these instructions which says here, thus transforming their bodies into perfect bodies that are endowed with the four wheels of supreme vehicles. So there's a footnote which lists those the four wheels of the supreme vehicles. So the first, it says here, living in conducive place. So that's the conducive place which is conducive, or which make it easy to develop all the spiritual path, the superior path, and conducive for developing superior path, and then to relying upon a spiritual friends and teachers, so which is a cause to the suitable cause to decrease or to diminish the fault, but to endow oneself with all the excellent qualities. So which are the how this if we are under the guidance of such a spiritual friend, then naturally as a influence of that our spiritual friend, then we will be in a good suitable position to decrease the downfall of our fault, but to increase all the positive quality. And then the third, which says here, making aspirational prayers. So, which are also important to in order to ensure that whatever the virtues and the practices one engages in, so these are all dedicated towards the right cause, and then finally the accumulating merit. So, which is important in terms of then to actualizing or to the enhancing and to boosting all our the spiritual qualities within us.
다 선대 니바래. 다들 저기 니벽까지. 다 제전 제지. 다 거의 능화 내서서. 그냥 거의 능화 질려래. 거의 능화 질래. 다지 점에 제만 봐. 다 디지털 내용도와. 네. 세전은 제지. 거의 저 레세. 레티튜다 녀모 뒤서. 다 레녀제제根据 차랑 도제지 왜 나변 봐. 다 얘네 반테. 롱이 나비에도 봐시 다리지 봐. 나비야다 쉬때 논다 랩바도 대년다. 자 한다 나자자 포도지다. 세제다. 너만 저때 롱이 니서 다 대로 진저자 롱에 나리네 얘기 뜨다 바피 자라 토게지다. 또봐 따지다. 더 라바 소데 등화 접근주 제일로 다 등에 다 간이 템바자 자서네 다선 대도는 내가 공대야 녀모지야 자이센차 거말 녀모 뒤스센 저거다.
And so that's the visualizing the association with the first round of this the practice, and then with the second one, then if we refer to this instructions, so where it says at the end of the second recitations, I visualize the cause of samsara, karma, and delusions, specifically the origination of sufferings. So which are the it says here 84,000 delusions, but if you consider as like the 6 rude mental delusions, and leaving them their right nostrils. So you think of the cause of all this like the 6 rude delusions. So leaving the sentient being through their right nostril in the aspects of black light. So it comes forth and enters into my own left nostril. So as it enters into my body, it simultaneously transforms into lightning, bolts, and hailstorm. Then just as rocks and mountains are smashed into minuscule particles when lightning strikes, so similarly the evil attitude of self-cherishing at the center of my heart is completely destroyed, leaving no trace behind. So simultaneously I take in the origin of suffering from all mother sentient beings.
롱기 녀제 갸세는 아저들 디스는 갸도죠. 로셰세는 다다도 먹어 봐도요. 말은 것만 디사이 로셰 소지 가까이면요. 디상경 같으니 리도도 가까이면요. 갸는 아사베가 레야 레사는 가노네 레티 알아서 안잡니 니pad노신 거야. 바샤 야야다 아공디야. 갸드 디스 갸사죠. 리로셰도 다다도 먹어 봐도 메스. 카자칼라 드리나 카자칼랑에서 저를 떼야네 떼야 말아 손이 칼랑에 드리지 되는가 내가 노제래요 다 거자 롱기 녀제 점발라 소비 점바 선라라 소비 게가 레바노 사라 게 레바노 게 까비 넘바 롱기 나 얘네 바테 되네 거기서 나서 말이야 거기 로셰든 저 봐도 봐 저대 차제 롱기 세노 콘차 배차소다 로샤 콘야 뭐 통제 좀 농간제 다 세주면 봐 농간제 다부터 생전노라 봐 또에 대도에 치대비 타제 통제 마송하면 봐 마송하면 지 소베제데 반저도 대비 로샤 포스토 봐라 개바 미 사서제 다 야고 송하데
So then with regard to the giving, then if I read, I visualize giving the virtuous results of generosity accumulated in all my previous lifetime, which leaves my right nostril in the aspects of white light. So these transform my own resources such as food, wealth, housing, textbook, and so forth into all types of necessary for sentient being, such as material wealth and the like. So the object that what you give is really the material object, like a resource, and as well as the your virtue that which we the object to give. So which are so in the second round, so which are really the cause of happiness. So like in the first round, you give the happiness. So here you're giving the cause or the source of that happiness. And so just to take note that in terms of the wealth, the material wealth, so you can give the material wealth of the things that is in the present and in the wealth of your future wealth. But of course, if something that wealth that you had in the past and which you have already used up, you can't give that. But so past wealth you can't give. However, with the virtue, you can give. You can include here all the virtue of past, present, and future, because you can include, even though the past virtues are something that we accumulated in the past, that there were actions related to that virtues which we have created in the past, even though that has ceased. But however, there could be the result of those actions. So there could be many virtue of the past virtue that we created, but have not yet produced their result. So therefore, we can give the virtue of past, present, and future. So it's like similar thing. If you can't give the food that which you already had yesterday, but however, if you have saved some food for tomorrow, that which you can give to someone else. So in this way, in this process, when you think of the object of giving, so it's also a good important thing that these giving objects are inexhaustible. It's not like when you give to them, then it will you will run out of the object. Will run out of the object. So rather, these are all inexhaustible.
There's a Sabbath either Malo, their matter is the Taban no young. Bella Malone Talo, she said. Nigger left had a Malone, then my get on my matan, no, nigger left, she said, nigger left, Molotalo, no, the mamma. Then no thing is that, shut up, Pasha, the letter, can't turn on the water. So on the tattoo, Pasha says, then there's a shutter, said, Jimmy Jennings and Yamodo led the Yamoni red any, led the Yamoni got side at the left side of the Yamog Savage shuddered. Number 20 Chitoj answered so bad, Dejagota, and Tono the tire, Mary, one of the in the Sunday car, Saint John, Shed, Devatiago. 통제게 넘바 엔 태 롱게 엔 자레 너도 쉬바도 년도 디디다 바저다 제제더니 마 샤사케 제제 디바제 라 소비가 소자 마르데 노바데 제니 로진자 롱에 닝게 저다 나피보 야바데 샤게 샤라지 르바다 따진네 바 세데 화면은 저서 반영이 다 상게 걸어다 화면 반영 강가 반조하지 제제 노바데 사인 노바데 용도 아니네 자니 메바제 거는데 손은 되는 하는데 나라네 되네 제제 노바제 코면 가서 처음에 레선선서 될지 안 그래.
Then finally, then it says at the end of the third recitation. So I visualize all obscuration to omniscience within sentient being's mind. So the prior to this, so we in our visualization, so we we had taken upon the actual the suffering and the causes of suffering, which are primarily the mental delusions and karma, but however the here, so we also take upon the obscuration to omniscience, so which refer to the like the seeds or the propensities of all these mental delusions, which is left within one's mind, and such as like in the it is because of that there is the we cannot prevent any such the like a dualistic dualistic appearance to appear. So like because of that, because of these afflictions of these the propensities of these mental delusions. So just as how in a deep sleep, so you can have in a dream, you can see various objects such like a horse or the cows and so forth. So these are all due to the afflictions, or due to your mind being overcast by this sleep, and so likewise. So there's the obscuration too. We in here, so we also we visualize all the obscuration to omniscience within sentient beings' mind, living through their right nostril in the aspect of black light. So it comes forth and enters into my own left nostril, so simultaneously transforming into form of ferocious creatures such as bears, tigers, leopards, scorpions, poisonous frogs, snakes, and like. So these creatures descend towards the evil attitude of self-cherishing at the center of my heart. Then, just as the vultures devour flesh, so these ferocious creatures completely devour and consume the evil attitude of self-cherishing. So here, it is important that again to, as all this in the form of black light and in the form of this various like a meat hungry, like a kind of the wild animals. Then this which represents symbolize this your obscuration to omniscience. So as soon as they strike, they reach to this to the self-cherishing, which is at the center of one's heart. So as it's given a very good the example of a vultures, how vulture would they eat, they devour the meat. So like that, all these ferocious animals so devote this self-cherishing mind, and so therefore it self-cherishing mind completely vanish away, as well as all this together with all this the the black lights and all the various forms of animals which represents the ferocious animals which represent the obscuration to omniscience.
TV shira, sojung shira, gojung shira, sada, and Sunday lava, ting share lava sa, that is the sun, swash, swanjera, decent, Sabanja, the Mau and Jimmy, Gaza, Jenny, Yaba, Tonje, Yakabi, no batan, they have a bunny, did a Sanjano, Nabi, Yenny, Shushi, Tumbi, Shenyala, then Kibane, Zeta, Melobi, that's Sanjuji, Bad, Sanjuji, Bad, Lonja, Jeda, Wotaja, Chavaja, Tonja, then Bella, the Jela, Shete, Namba the Basonji, Ape, Yabra, that's on death and that. And then if, as it says here, with giving, so finally, I visualize giving my own virtues of the 3 times, which include virtues yet to be accumulated from engaging in practices of, so the virtues in association with your practices of listening, contemplating, and meditating, as well as the virtue of 3 higher trainings, higher training. And then my virtues are in the aspects of white light, which leaves my right nostril and enter into the left nostril of all sentient being. So they quickly and effortlessly achieve all the realizations, beginning from proper reliance on the Guru, all the way through to the final stage of unification on the path of normal, that's the union path of normal learning. So thus all mother sentient beings become fully enlightened Buddhas. That is about some Ratolini, Yapo, Goni, Shambada, Nijeni, Sejame, Shamba, Nije, Church, that houses the wrong thing, that houses there. They are touched them, they are not touched. That's a online game. Naruchi, then Flappy somebody late. That thing Flappy somebody late, theater is in that. Shunju tennis in the Basanam, Shunju sent him. That's on Teton and the other, and the Vaji, that, is that Dajin was Shunju said, also share your money, to let them. Machine is that Shun, the house on there.
So in essentially, so we engage in this the meditation of giving and taking to and trying to as a way to develop and to intensify, to enhance the love and compassions towards all sentient beings, and this we developed this love and compassion to the to this extent or to the stage, so where we feel where we cultivate the thought of even the love and compassion is so strong that then we take upon, we cultivate the thought of even endowing, to placing all sentient being to all the happiness, all by oneself, by single-handedly, and likewise to feel that I will have a strong thought which says that I will free the all being from these sufferings, all the type of sufferings, and single-handedly. And so in this way, what we call as this, how through this, through focusing on this, the practice of the giving and taking, then in this what we call as this the thought, the superior intentions, which takes upon the responsibility of placing all being into happiness or freeing them from sufferings upon yourself, so which kind of naturally arise from this meditation practice. So it is because of these then when we refer to this the method instructions with regard to this relating to the method of exchanging self with others. So there is no specific mention of this cultivating superior intentions. So therefore, once this superior intention arises, then naturally after that this one will have give rise to these and aspirations for to achieve the fully enlightened state of Buddhahood, and then through this to the one will be able to give rise to what we call as a bodhicitta, or the altruistic mind of enlightenment for to benefit all sentient beings.
Senche Tojan Hoi Dungality, Johnny, Soja Salan Gabriel, Shanju Sagata, Yalesan, Rambatan, then Joma Shiji Law, that day with that. Many charity, Santo da. Tanungi Shada, something, a dozen years ago, she said, she had a Chornodi Rosata, Son Teto shoot, died and do the Tete. In that, Tolegava had a Sonia Zuba La Bata. She watched yes, and do a so division a la Halia in the Tula Apo shares on there's a Dumalia, the name was and Logia Mugaje, son of Tetos, Tonglen Lula Shaver, Shodonia, Lopis away, Donald City, Shanju sending your by Shinji Law, Lamachavan Duata, that bear upon the Hassan, the
so in the Guru Puja, so again, there is a verse, so which is very which gives the clear the summary of this, the benefit of this the meditation of giving and takings. So the verse which says that is how this this relying hang on. How through this the practice of giving, which the and taking, the astride or riding on the breath, on the breath, and through this how one can cultivate or bring about the love, compassion, sort of love, compassion, and the superior intentions, and then these with this or this, and then shows the stages of the training for cultivating body mind, and may Guru Buddha please bless me to be able to follow these training stages of the training for cultivating bodhicitta. So in this way, we can also also have to understand that this practice of giving and taking is also incredibly very powerful in terms of quickly the accumulating the both merit and the wisdoms, and as well as in terms of purifying negativity and so forth.
Isa that's the Digiton, that's Conyoles, Tony upon the hotels in your letter, Kijo, catch him. Nyos legend my shiva, Nyos Malan and Mazo, take Sherak, Nyos learn your letter, Mazo can't teach him to change your heart. Take it, please, then to the chest coming. Thank you very much.
So in short, what we find in this meditation is to really to cultivate such a the altruistic thought of mental thought that that wishing which wishes all sentient beings to be to have happiness and to be free from sufferings, and so therefore when we think of this, the object of this object of the aim of such this meditation practice, even that we can appreciate its value and its meaning to ourselves and to all other beings. So and then however, of course, what is most important is we have to try to apply this into Dharma, into practice. So it is in most of our situation, our case, it's not. We have no shortage of the actual knowledge of the dharmas. In other words, we are not really not the case that we do not know the meaning of the dharma and what to practice. So, but however, where we are lagging behind, so is really the applying the dharma into practice. So, so trying to so it's important to just to say to yourself that I must put the dharma into as much as possible into practice. So in order to gain all this benefit of the dharma as we talk about. So that's the end of this one-day course, and thank you all for coming to the course.